Welcome to the deep dive. So let's imagine someone, let's call him Mr. Sharma, owns a reliable sedan in Delhi, had it for, well, over a decade.
Right. It's more than just transport. For people like that, it's often tied to their daily life, maybe even their business.
Exactly. But now, since July 1st, 2023, there's this new regulation. And it could mean, well, some really tough decisions for him and lots of others with older cars.
A really big problem, potentially.
hmm Today, we're diving deep into this fitness certificate rule, the FTR. Our mission, really, is to unpack what it actually means for you and why it's, more than just bureaucracy.
That's right. And these kinds of citywide rules, they might seem just administrative on the surface, but often they signal a pretty major shift in how cities are tackling big issues. Think public health, infrastructure.
Right.
So understanding this Delhi FTR rule, it's not just about ticking a box, it's kind of a window into these wider urban challenges we see globally.
Okay, let's get into the specifics then. What exactly is this FTR rule? Why is it such a big deal in Delhi right now?
So at its core, the FTR rule requires this recurring fitness certificate, that's the FTR, and it's needed every 15 months for every single vehicle in Delhi.
Only 15 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's essentially proof your vehicle is, well, fit for the road, roadworthy. But it's also, and this is critical, proof that it meets specific emission standards.
Ah, okay. So safety and environment.
Exactly. And the why behind it, well, it's a pretty direct response to Delhi's notorious air quality problem.
Right, you hear about that constantly.
Vehicular pollution is a massive contributor, especially from older cars that might not be as well maintained. So this rule, it's really aimed at getting the most polluting vehicles off the roads systematically. It aligns with national clean air goals, too.
I see.
It's actually quite an aggressive approach, shifting the responsibility for proving compliance onto the car owner continuously.
That's a really important point. So, okay, we know what it is and why it's critical for Delhi's air. But the big question for thousands of people like Mr. Sharma must be, how do I actually get one? What's that process like, especially for an older car?
Right. So the process involves taking your vehicle to one of these authorization testing centers, ATCs.
ATCs, got it.
And it's not just a quick check. They do a thorough test. They're looking at key things, brake efficiency, steering, that sort of stuff. But most importantly, the exhaust emissions.
The pollution part again?
Yes.
Yeah.
They measure pollutants like carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons against India's Bharat stage norms, which are quite strict. If your car passes all these checks, safety and environment, then you get your fitness certificate.
Okay, but what if it doesn't pass, particularly an older vehicle?
Well, that's where it gets tricky. For older cars, meeting current emission standards often needs more than just a quick tune-up. You might be looking at expensive retrofits, maybe major repairs, even significant engine work.
That sounds potentially very costly.
It can be, and that's the real dilemma for many owners. The repair costs could actually be more than the car's even worth on the market.
So it sounds like a huge hurdle. I mean, I'm thinking about the economic side of this. For small business owners, families relying on an older, affordable car, isn't this rule basically pushing them off the road? Are there affordable alternatives?
That's a very real consequence, and you hear people talking about it. The benefits for air quality and safety are pretty clear, but the economic burden on certain groups, it's undeniable. For many, like you said, that older car isn't some luxury item. It's essential for their livelihood. So if they can't pass the FTR or afford the repairs, they're stuck. Either sink money into an old car or scrap it and somehow find funds for a newer one.
And public transport might not cut it for everyone.
Exactly. Delhi's improving its public transport, definitely. But it might not work for everyone's commute, or if they need a vehicle for work, like deliveries or something. Last mile connectivity is often an issue, too. It just highlights these really difficult trade-offs cities have to make, Public health policy versus the socioeconomic impact on citizens.
So wrapping this up a bit, what does this all mean for you listening? Especially if you own an older car, maybe not even in Delhi, but in a city that's getting stricter. The main takeaway here is that Delhi's FTR rule isn't just paperwork. It's a serious measure for safety and cleaner air. It directly impacts older vehicles, making sure only compliant cars are used, but potentially at a significant personal cost.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how the specific rule shows that constant balancing act cities perform. They're juggling environmental health, public safety against, well, the convenience and economic reality of owning a car.
Right.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it, what kind of challenges and maybe what solutions could similar rules bring to your community as more cities push towards sustainability and safety?
Absolutely. It really makes you consider the big societal shifts and also the individual adjustments needed when cities bring in these kinds of rules for the collective good, especially when it hits something as personal as your car.
Mm-hmm.
It's a powerful reminder, really, of how these local policies often connect to much bigger global efforts, trying to manage sustainability, improve quality of life, even if it changes individual lives quite dramatically along the way.